Hey everyone, Shuirozen here. Welcome back to another episode on the Forever World. And would you believe it or not, my microphone was not connected to my OBS settings. I have no idea why. So we're doing a voiceover now, alright? I had a pretty cool, important subject on my mind that I wanted to talk about today. So sit back, relax, feel free to throw this on in the background while you work around the house, play a game, whatever you got going on. I hope you're having a great day, okay? Man, this is dumb because I like doing my live recordings. I like that raw reaction, but you work with what you got, okay? So, in one of my previous Forever World videos, I mentioned how it was foolish of me to get my hopes up for a promotion at work. That was about 2 weeks ago. It's in the past. I've moved on. I've learned a lesson, alright? There's always room for improvement in my book, okay? Have you ever found yourself in a position where you're like, man, this sucked. I want to learn from this and not have this happen again, you know? You know that old saying, like, fool me once, shame on you. But fool me twice, shame on me. And boy, was I foolish. Alright? So let's get into it. So yeah, you can watch the previous Forever World. You can know more about my frustration with work being denied a promotion. So fast forward to Monday. Today's Wednesday at the time of recording this, okay? So fast forward to Monday. I had a new boss start. I have met them. They're nice. I'm excited to see what they can do to help not only my team grow, but myself, right? So I'm leaving work on Monday, right? And my other boss, that also got a promotion, right? So one of my bosses left. My other boss got a promotion to fill their role. And then we had to, bring in somebody new to fill that other position. So my main boss is like talking to me, and they're like, hey, like, do you want a future with the company? Do you want to get promoted and get an interview next time they roll around? And I was like, sure. Like, I'm heading out, and I was like, they're trying to sit down and have a serious talk right now. Something feels up. You know what I'm saying? Just from out of nowhere, right? So I'm like, sure. They're talking to me, and they're like, okay, well, I want to have you start doing some little stuff just to help you get comfortable in that role. That way, when interviews come around, you can have experience in it. What they don't know is that I've done her job before, okay? I've done this job, all right? It's nothing new. I don't need practice or time to get comfortable with it, okay? Hey, what do I know, okay? So I said, sure, that's great. That'd be awesome. Just let me know whatever you need. I'm happy to be there and help out. I left. Fast forward to Monday night. I'm like sitting down eating dinner with my family. And my phone rings. It's my boss. As I was talking about like this conversation that we had earlier, I'm like, shoot. Like, did Siri hear me right now? Is Siri like telling on me? I'm like, yo, what's up? Usually at this, something like that, I'm like, okay, like, I'm about to go to work, like, something happened, like, is it, like, a work emergency, like, what is going on? I'm like, hey, what's up? Are you okay? Because I'm like, I'm concerned. It's odd. It's out of the blue for them to call me, right? And my boss answers, like, hey, hey, Shuirozen, how are you? I'm like, what do you want? I can feel it that you are up to something right now, dude. And they're like, hey, so, looking back on our conversation we had earlier, I was pleased to hear that you want a promotion here in the future and an opportunity for you to step up just became available. I was wondering if you would be interested. This was to fill in. It's not like I'm getting a promotion, there's a job offer, right? Nothing like that. Just to fill in for 1 week, because my new boss, is going to be gone for a week. They need somebody to, fill in, help out with the extra workload and stuff like that. I said, sure. Boss goes, okay, great. We'll get your schedule adjusted accordingly. The dates are, whatever next Monday is to the following Tuesday after that. I don't know. I don't care anymore. Right? Well, okay. Sounds good. Next day I work Tuesday, right? I got my early day. I got my long day. Get it done, in and out of the way. So I start work sooner. The sooner I get to leave and go home, right? Everybody's talking about their schedule, and they're like asking me, and I'm like, dude, like my whole schedule got deleted. I don't have it yet because I was like, yeah, it sounds like, so-and-so is going to be gone. So-and-so, our boss asked if I would, fill in for them. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Like, congratulations. I might not do it's a week, okay? Back off. It's not a big deal, okay? But in my mind, I'm like, if this gets my foot in the door to get that next interview, okay, right? It's not a big deal. That was Tuesday. Tuesday night, I'm at home, I'm chilling, I'm off work. And, my schedule, comes out for next week. Because I just get it on, like, a weekly basis. It's just whatever needs to get done, that's when I'm, like, assigned it, like, whatever. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, like, the dates and times and what I have to do doesn't reflect what I should be doing to, cover somebody else. So I text my boss. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, did something happen? What? Just wanting to hear what's going on. I texted them on iMessage, right? My boss responds back, hey, check our work app. I sent you a message in there already. And I'm off work. I'm not checking it. I already got like 50 other messages from the time I got off until, the evening. I'm like, all right, I'm scrolling through. I'm looking at it. And I'm reading it. Very professional. Hey, Shuirozen. We realized that it is too soon and too last minute notice to let us feel comfortable and confident in your ability to, cover for so-and-so while they are on vacation. We're going to go a different route and use so-and-so, one of my coworkers that they always use. They're a favorite, right? I don't like using that word, but if you look at it, I'm not here to talk about it. Favorite. They're besties, okay? Hey, whatever. Nothing I can do about it, right? But my whole point of, like, this conversation was, like, it feels like they intentionally went behind my back. They got my hopes up. I just got over the feeling of disappointment, kind of slight rejection, mostly frustration with, not getting even a possibility just to be considered for that promotion, But I'm like, I'm investing myself so much into this company. I'm giving you guys my all, and you're giving me nothing. Like, I'm investing in you. I need to be invested in myself, right? That's just fair. That's how growth works, It's a two-way street, in my opinion. So I'm like, this was, clearly already set in stone. There's no point in holding on to it. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, Like, I don't know if there's a lesson. I didn't want this just to be a tangent of me venting about my frustrations and feelings about work. That sucks. It's not enjoyable to listen to. So I guess the lesson is, right? And based on my past experience myself, is like, if you've ever found yourself in a position to where you're like, man, like, this sucks. Like, somebody took advantage of me. Like, I don't like the way how this felt. I don't want this to happen to myself again. I've been there. I've learned a lesson. I've learned many lessons on, being taken advantage of and, just stuff like that. I kind of told some stories when my microphone wasn't connected to OBS. I don't think it's worth sharing them right now. Maybe another video, ask me. I'm an open book, right? But man, it's just hard to feel like they're not all out to get me. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just like they don't value me. I'm just a yes man to them, And my boss in the message was like, I'm sorry if I got your hopes up. It wasn't my intentions. There's still time for you to learn and grow. I'm like, dude, the dates were over a week out, right? You need me to do this? One, I've done it before. But if you don't know that or care about that, okay, there is time for me to learn, right? We talked about a schedule for me to get comfortable with it before so-and-so was gone on the trip, and we're all good. So that is where I'm like, it doesn't add up, right? We talked about it. We made a schedule for it, and the schedule you sent out to me does not match anywhere close to what we discussed. So I was like, what the heck happened, Man, it is what it is. You live and you learn. But going forward, I'm not going to hold a grudge or anything like that. But it is hard after time and time again to want to, think that I have a possibility of a career and, furthering my career with this company. It's hard to show up to work every day thinking that they care about me and want what's best for me. It just doesn't feel like they're invested in me at all. They care about me at all, And hey, man, that's life. Hey, I make enough money, right, to cover the bills, and have time to myself to think about what do I actually want in life. I'm pretty lucky. I get off work most days, and work isn't on my mind. Most days, all right? Most. It's not a high-stress job. I'm not doing brain surgery every day. I'm not out there risking my life. I'm not out there putting somebody else's life in my hands. It could be worse. My corporate job that I talked about, straight out of school, got a job at like a Fortune 500 company. Man, it was the worst 11 months of my life, and I was miserable, and I hated it. I say it time and time again. So I'm not doing that work anymore, right? Like, life is good, okay? And today when my boss was there, they got there like right as I was leaving. I was like, yo, dude, like, what's going on? What's up? How are you? Hey, do you need anything to do before I'm heading out? Okay, great. I hope you have a great day. It's good seeing you. Just basic stuff that I do that every day. It's just common courtesy, and like I like them. Okay, like they're a pretty good person, right? Regardless of how I feel about them as my boss or as an employee, it doesn't matter. But they're an okay person in my book, right? I've worked with worse people. I've met worse people. Like, it could be worse, And it just felt like they were like walking on eggshells around me. And when they sent me the message, right, I'm like, okay, you couldn't tell me this in person. Like, this would be a great conversation to have in person. Again, just leads me to believe that like they went above and behind my back to like, like do me dirty. You know what I'm saying? And in the message, I was like, hey, like, that makes total sense. I get it. But my hands were tied. I had no say. I had no choice. Could I have voiced my thoughts? But like, hey, like, you did get my hopes up. Hey, we made a plan to, quote unquote, get me ready and feel comfortable for this. And like, yeah, it was a really good opportunity that I was excited for. And what other opportunities it could lead to in the future regarding, future possible promotions. But hey, whatever. Oh, don't worry. There's going to be time, There's going to be other promotions. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm done, right? That I don't want to show up to work every day feeling this frustrated. I don't want to feel like show up every day, have, thinking that everybody has the worst intentions, right? I pride myself on, I think everybody that I meet and talk to has only the best intentions in mind. And if something funky happens and it can, like, it's not cool, I'm like, hey, like, they didn't mean it, go about my day, right? That way, like, I'm not holding, like, a grudge or, like, any, like, like, negativity, close to me, right? Oh, boy. And it's just hard to go forward not thinking that, but I'm not going to let it affect me, right? I'm going to show up, I'm going to do my job. When it's time to clock out and go home, I say, have a great day, and I'm out of there, Maybe it's just a sign for me there's an opportunity out there waiting for me, and this is my sign to look for it. I think everything happens for a reason. I think there's good karma out there. All my work ethic won't get me rewarded at this job, but maybe everything's going in a way to where the universe is telling me to leave, and my good karma will be rewarded, at my next door that I come across. So it's time to meet some people. It's time to ask some questions. It's time to drop some job applications in, maybe. I told myself if I couldn't get a promotion, like financially by the end of summer, I think I need to just pursue other endeavors strictly on that reason. I like my job. I love the people I work with. I love the opportunities I get and the opportunities I get to create for myself on a daily basis. It's cool. It's a good job, man. All right? But I know with like my work experience and a college degree, like I can get something that pays better, that might, make me feel fulfilled and just be better for me, right? I took this as just time to focus on myself. I thought I would get invested in at this, being back at this company, and maybe just I was wrong. It's been a good 5 months so far, right? I took this as an in-between job. Okay, I'm not flaky. I can't hold a job. I've only been realistically working since I was 16. I'm 23 now, right? That's 7 years of work experience. I've had jobs for, 2 years plus, which I think at my age is quite substantial. Got promoted at all of them. My job in college, right? I was like a training supervisor. I was a manager. I got to travel around California to do, training seminars and meet new people and make an impact and stuff. And the company really liked me. They took a lot of my ideas, and they use them now because my brother and my girlfriend coincidentally still work at that company. I used to work with all of them. But once college finished, I got that job straight out of college at a Fortune 500 company. And it was just awful. It was definitely just draining. I would have not lasted there very long with like the way the toll it had on my mental health, right? So this is great. I get to focus on myself. I get to focus on my team. I did get promoted after 6 days of being back at this job. This was just temporary until I figured things out, or, opportunity came to me and I earned, another promotion to where like, hey, I can start a career here now, It is what it is. The video I recorded originally with a working microphone was 29 minutes. And I think I just shortened everything. These feelings are behind me, I thought about just deleting everything, but I was like, no, this is like future me is going to want to look back on this. And I hope that this is a lesson that maybe can help someone out there, or maybe it's just a good reminder, or maybe you just really need to hear this and you're going through the same thing I am, like we're in this together. All right, it's going to get better. But no, like my feelings are behind me. I almost didn't do the voiceover just because I was like, I feel better talking it out. But I was frustrated. I don't know what the heck happened with OBS. But, just ride the wave, right? It's all good. It's going to work out in the end. But I think this is where we're going to call it. I feel better, Tomorrow's a new day. One step closer to the weekend. And then I get to go back to doing things I love, right? So that's the way I'm trying to look at it, right? Show up, collect my paycheck, another day, another dollar. So I appreciate you for being here, taking the time out of your day to watch, to listen. It means a lot to me. And I hope that there was something you could take away from this video and that it helps you. Maybe just knowing that maybe you're feeling the same way I am and you're not alone. I would love to know that somebody else out there is feeling the same way I do. And I hope that you're succeeding and stuff, but like it's comforting. I know I'm not alone in my feelings and that I'm not feeling like silly, But thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a great day.